Hello, I'm FPX Toycat, and a brand new beta/preview has just come to Minecraft Bedrock, and it includes all sorts of new features, but the first one I want to talk about is something I need to get off my chest, because let me just show you something really weird about this. If I place all of my blocks of emeralds into a chest that is ostensibly placed over there, you'll see how it will filter still into this hopper and down into this chest boat over here, which is so interesting, but just feels the tiniest bit weird, right? In fact, there's lots of things about the boat chest that feel incredibly strange, and I want to talk about that and everything else in this beta in today's video, which will start by mentioning, wow, it's 1.18.30.29. This is a very long series of letters, but you just need to know that the features we're showing with you today are going to be 1.19 beta features, and technically it says review 1.18.30.29 at the top, but you gotta trust me that this is the latest beta version for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's sharing another new feature which we haven't yet seen on Java, and I think it's so interesting because it is the ability to combine chests with boats. That's not the only feature inside of it, of course. They also added the Deep Dark in this update. However, there's no Warden yet. They're still anticipating the release of that, so it's the same Deep Dark as Java. Not too much to talk about. The Alley has been updated, another currently only on Bedrock feature. However, the updates to the Alley are exciting, and we'll go through them briefly, but they're mostly just trying to make it a better version of what it was before, so we'll only take one item at a time, the specific item you give it. So if you give it andesite, it won't also pick up stone, just because it has the same Minecraft ID. I don't know how that works with regards to enchanted items or specific potions, but it's a big step forwards. Also, a really interesting change is you can't kill allies that are friendly to you. Friendly fire is turned off for the ally because Minecraft just assumes he's too cute and you wouldn't want to kill him, and that is very interesting to me. So yeah, now that we've gone through the alley and we've gone through the Deep Dark, we can talk about the chest with boats. So Minecraft has improved their chest lineup. Previously we had one of these, and we had one of these, and we had one of these, and one of these, and one of these, but now there is a brand new exciting recipe that you can craft, and you're not going to believe how you craft this. It's going to blow your mind. So what you do is you go into the crafting table or your inventory, you take a boat, and then you go ahead and you find the chest. And what you do is you put that right over here, and wow, you've made a boat chest. Again, it's very important that you put these in the table together. It doesn't matter where they go in there, but that will allow you to make a spruce boat with chest. Or if you take, say, an oak boat, you can take that in there. You can add a little chest through there as well, and you can make yourself an oak chest with boat. Every single, every single boat variant will make a different one of these, and I think this is a weird way of doing things. I mean, like, I guess it's the way you logically have to do so, but I think this is a bad sign for people who want to have different versions of chests, because if we had 7 versions of chests, or 9 potentially, and we have 7 versions of boats with the brand new mangrove boat coming out, that would be 63 different variants of chest/boat combinations, not to mention the chests themselves and the boats themselves, and yeah, it's a weird thing, but it has to be mentioned. And once you craft one of these boats with chests, you'll have a brand new item which can be placed whether on the water or on the ground, and which will allow you to do one of 2 things. One is you can crouch and you can open your chest that is in there. So as you can see, well, apparently not from this high up, we can stand out, as you can see, while we're crouching, we can access our boat with chest, and we can say, yeah, all these goat horns, I don't think I need to clutter my inventory with them, so we'll just throw those in there. Obviously, not pure water desire, but what you can also do is you can just left trigger, right click, whatever you want to call it, and you'll be able to get inside the boat with your chest, because of course boats have 2 slots for people, and so this actually is a pretty revolutionary concept, because when you compare these boats, which are 2-slotters, to the minecart chest, the minecart chest sacrifices the minecart functionality to be a chest. Instead, it just becomes a chest that works on rails, which, it's really weird, by the way. Like, this chest is distinctively slightly smaller than this chest, but it still can store the same amount. We'll not question that. Whereas this chest, to my eye at least, is slightly bigger than the regular chest. Let's confirm that though, just for fun. So if we take a regular chest right here, and we place that down. By the way, you can do all sorts of weird things with boats with chests because they're entities and not blocks. But if we place a chest down, you can see, actually, they're pretty much identical. There we go. Good job, Mike Mojang. Do you think actually it is slightly smaller? You know, it's not relevant because now they're much more similar sized, and you can get in the chest with the boat. And this also means if you really want to, you can throw an entity in there. So here is a pig, and a chest in the same boat. This, again, this seems like very little, and honestly, this seems like it mostly would be useful just for entities over hoppers, into chests, and into systems like that. But there is one other really cool feature, which I imagine they'll also port from Bedrock to Java for this, but at the very least, it's on Bedrock right now, because it does make this a very useful feature, even if you don't use the second slot capacity for yourself, even if you don't want to get in the chest and, in the boat with the chest and access it this way, which, by the way, you can't access the chest while you're in the boat. You have to get out if you want to do that, which is a shame. I feel like there's an opportunity in there. But yeah, here's the really fun thing you can do with boats and chests in Minecraft Bedrock. You can grab a ton of these together with the leads. You can lead boats only on Bedrock right now. I don't understand why or what or how. Just, when it comes to Bedrock or Java exclusives, there's not a lot of logic all the time. Anyways, we can take as many of these as we want. Genuinely, there is no limit. The limit is how much your Minecraft will break when you start doing this. And now you can move this many chests at once, both across water, like you see we're doing right here. That's the obvious way you can do this. But you can also move them across land because, fun fact, you can also, boats have a very nice propensity to work along places where there aren't rails. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a slightly better minecart with chest. Is that game-changing, however? Probably not. Again, I would love to see, maybe the Redstone community can do cool things with it that they'll really love. Maybe when it comes out, we'll realize that actually, yeah, this is game-changing. Okay, you know what? Rather than waiting for Redstone geniuses to put it together, let me show you the real, very valuable use for the boat with a chest. Because get this, right? Let's say you have a ton of resources you want to move. Let's say it's a ton of, steak that you want to get ready for your boat and chest. What you could do is you could use this chest up here. This chest up here is, of course, connected to a hopper. That hopper is connected to a boat with a chest, which has an alley in for some reason. Then that boat with a chest goes down to another hopper, which goes down to your boat with a chest, and you're ready to ride off. Except, oh no, it's on land, because all redstone is on land. That's a real problem. Well, what you do is you use a second boat with chest, except this one is connected to redstone, and that will activate a dispenser. I mean, it doesn't, so we press the button instead, and now look at that. Now the water pushes you off the edge, and we're going the wrong way, but it's fine. And now you're free to explore your destiny with your chest preloaded by your magical hopper system. Isn't this the future that we all wanted? The answer is yes. The answer is very much a big yes. Or it should be, at least. But you see the point, right? Like, these can theoretically be a great way of storing things. However, portable storage is still going to be the wheelhouse and the realm of the shulker box. The place where the boat chest is going to fit in is going to be this kind of mid-tier storage where you need to move things around, and you need to have fixed chests, and you need to move them around so often that it's like, okay, I'll move them across my world this way. I feel as though the place the boat chest is actually going to take up is for, again, either the early game or when you have lots of different things, maybe hundreds of different chests that you want to color code, although you have fewer options than shulker boxes, and then you can move them across your world, and as long as you're building near the water, you can move your building supplies somewhat seamlessly and at the same time as you're moving. But again, I guess even at that point, you could argue the donkey again, if you really, really, really want to move lots of storage around by boat specifically, you could put a donkey with a chest and a boat, and he'll store up, a similar amount. You could argue 2 donkeys would definitely do so. And so, yeah, there's going to be a really interesting space for this that I don't know how much it'll exist yet. I think most of the boat with chest is going to be players who get to be like, yeah, I get to put a chest in my boat with me and ride it around, because most people aren't taking advantage of their second their boat slot anyway, and so having a chest in there with you genuinely is going to be really cool in the early game, because it will help to solve that inventory problem of, I've gone to the ocean, I found too many items, it's a real problem. What do? You put them in your trusty chest boat, and you can come back to them later, which is really actually a pretty cool thing. It's effectively a second slot of inventory for that early game crawl across oceans while you're looking for certain things, and personally, I think that is really great. So, yeah, the big things for this are going to come in the weird redstone edge cases, I think, and it's going to come in the early game player who gets excited by it. Should we be excited about that? Again, I mean, everyone's an early game player at some point. Based on the propensity that everyone seems to have for starting new worlds all the time, actually, this is a really great thing. Also, just in case you're curious, if you break the boat chest, it does break into 2 items, just like the minecart chest. And so, if we put something in the chest, and then we break the boat chest, it'll break into a lot more than 2 items. So if we if we just separate all of those, and now we break it, as you can see, you get a whole ton of things. And so, again, maybe utilizing that break mechanic, when you combine that with the fact that, like, okay, we throw one of those on there, we put some hoppers in there, we could do some really cool things. However, this does make me question, okay, if we can have boats with chests, why can't we have boats with hoppers? Or, I mean, I don't want to say boats of command blocks, because I think that's dumb. Or boats of TNT. It does seem as though if the minecarts can have those things, maybe the boat should have them too. Also, you know... Oh, that wasn't what I was expecting to happen. Anyway, the boat with chest is a moderately useful item, and I think, I guess that's, like, good enough, right? It's really, really good for the early game. It's got some potential, maybe weird uses if you want to be strange about it, and then it's got some potential redstone. That genuinely is enough for a Minecraft feature. There's an interesting comparison we could maybe make here, if we want to draw, mention how, like, oh yeah, well, what about the copper horn, right? And interestingly enough, they did mention on the changelog, because, usually the changelog is there to reference changes in this update, but they did two weird things in this update. First of all, they mentioned the change to the shields that we mentioned in the video recently. They added a secret feature to last week's update, the whole, oh, wow, you can actually break people's shields if you use an axe. That's a Java parity feature, because they're clearly making combat changes. But they mentioned that in the changelog for this week's beta, even though it clearly came out last week, so that's a weird little change update they decided to throw on there. I don't know why they wouldn't just add it to last week's changelog. Maybe they can never add something to a changelog once it's out. Who knows for sure? But the other thing that's in there is they reference copper horns, and they do explicitly say on a real changelog now that they are not making changes to the goat horn. That's right, this is the goat horn as it's gonna be forever. And yeah, they basically said, like, how would you use it? Should it make it into the final update? So yeah, the question they're asking really now is, like, should we have the horns or should we not? And I think most players seem to err towards, like, yeah, I guess why not? And yeah, it comes back down to that exact same usefulness debate we've been having for a while, of, like, does every Minecraft feature have to be all the way useful, or can they all just be slightly useful and that adds up to enough? And the answer is, well, I guess it depends on what you're going for. Also, I don't know how you would really utilize this to the best, but if you put your, hopper just above some water, like we've done right here, what we could actually do is we could fuel our boats ready to go, so that they're, like, always ready with our stuff. So if you want to have 64 emeralds, a gravel, 29 dark oak planks, and some dirt, you'd always be ready to go with the things that you needed. And then you could, like, have also the exact opposite. When you get back to base, you could have a place that your boat chests go, and they empty out. This could be a potential thing that people do. I don't know, I think about it a lot, and in reality, this is going to be one of those things that comes down to the players to do some really weird, wacky, interesting things with. But what do you think? What do you think, Internet? I'd love to hear. I still don't think that when you take all of these chest solutions around, whether it's shulker boxes, barrels, ender chests, minecart chests, and boat chests, whether you take all of these different solutions together, it still doesn't do as much as what people are asking for, and what I think is a clear solution of just have some way to add extra storage to a person. People want the idea of a backpack. I think the bundle does it to some lesser extent of just decluttering your inventory, but having a way to carry all of the new items in Minecraft, because my god, is there a large number of items now, being able to carry these different items with you without it carrying as much inventory space is an important thing to fix. Obviously, there's a lot of dangerous ways you can fix this problem that actually make it worse, that make inventory management even more of a problem in Minecraft, but I also feel as though that's the big thing they've got to try and fix here. Will they do it? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But for now, I hope you'll enjoy the video regardless. I seem to have a wandering trader in my boat with the boat chest, which is a problem, because when any mob gets inside your chest boat, your only option is to break the entire boat, so that otherwise, you have to kill the villager or whatever to get him out too. It's not going to be a fun solution. But yeah, one slot boats are officially here if you want to relive the glory days. Although I don't know why you'd call them glory days. Honestly, I don't know why you'd say a lot of things. So before we go, in case you're curious as to what we are expecting soon, 1.18.20, a brand new full point update that's going to really change speedrunning, is going to be coming to Bedrock soon. We don't know when. We're also expecting a brand new Java snapshot, which will include new warden changes, officially adding it to 1.19 for the first time. There's all sorts of things they're working on right now, and it's an exciting time to be following Minecraft updates. This is the peak of wild update development, and I'm very curious to see what they add. Also, speaking of weird things, do you want to see this? You can actually outrun your own goat horn sound because it plays in the area that you blew the horn. It doesn't keep blowing from where you are. Don't know if that's a bug. I assume it is. But yeah, for now, enjoy your chest boats, enjoy your goat horns, because this is the image of 1.19 so far. And yeah, I'm excited for seeing what happens next. But for now, thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. It's just so weird, you know?